The Hong Kong Observatory issued the Hurricane Signal No.10 at 8:15 p.m. and the top-level typhoon warning remains in force. Under T10, the storm is packing winds with mean speeds at 118 kilometers per hour or more. The previous Typhoon Signal No.10 was issued in 2018 when the city was pummeled by Typhoon Mangkhut. Saola also marks the 17th T10 typhoon in the city since 1946. After nightfall, the city started to feel a stronger impact of Saola, including Hengfa Chun. Despite warnings from authorities, some wind chasers took to the shore. Some trees were also uprooted by the gusts. In Causeway Bay, however, some people are still out and about. And across the harbor, Hung Hung Pier is also being pummeled by strong winds. Fewer people were out and about there compared with the afternoon. Under the influence of storm surges, authorities expect there will be serious flooding around the city's low-lying coastal areas. Water levels at Tolo Harbor could be reaching around 6 meters higher than usual around midnight. They include those in Shatin, Tai Po, and Sai Kung. Flooding hotspot Tai O also sees higher water levels. And at 10 p.m., the storm was centered about 40 kilometers south-southeast of Hong Kong and is forecast to move west or west-northwest at about 14 kilometers per hour across the vicinity of the Pearl River estuary. Authorities say with the eyewall of Super Typhoon Saola moving across Hong Kong, the storm could pose a high threat to the city. Timothy Lee begins our coverage with experts' take on how severe the storm system could be.
按照現時嘅預測路徑。
Senior scientific officer of the observatory, Li Shuk-ming, said according to the current path of Super Typhoon Saola, it will skirt along the south of the SAR at a distance of 40 kilometers sometime around midnight. Images taken by the government flying service captured Saola undergoing a weather phenomenon known as the eyewall replacement cycle. Lo Wing-mo, a former assistant director of the observatory, said it is a common natural occurrence in strong typhoons.
Most of the time, we know that for very strong typhoons, they do have an eye wall. It is where the strongest upward convection occurs. So when we talk about the intensity of the typhoon, it always meant it's always referred to the maximum wind that occurred at the eye wall.
Regarding the emergence of the secondary eye wall, Leung said it will lead to further intensity of strong winds.
It will take over the old eye wall and become a new one. So eventually we only have one eye wall. This is a process involving a lot of energy transfer, a lot of energy replacement and so forth and so on. So at a certain point in time, the intensity of the typhoon will weaken a little bit. But after the completion of the eye wall replacement, it will intensify again.
The weather expert also warned of the possible danger the tropical cyclone could cause in the SAR.
We don't know when it will be completed. If and when it is completed before it reaches Hong Kong, then Super Typhoon Solar will remain is a very intense intensity. So in any case, irrespective of eye wall replacement or not, Super Typhoon Solar remained a very severe threat to all of Hong Kong.
Timothy Lee, TVB News.